Microphone check 1 2 1 2. It's your favorite icon, the Icon Six, and I'm back again to get into the Circle of the Gods. Point six presents. We talking about the mirror. Oh yes, yes, mirror, mirror on the wall. Tell me who's the fairest of them all. Well, it ain't you, cause you's a bag of shit. Are you willing to look into the mirror and look into the self and make a true observation of you without blaming somebody else? And when was the last time you've done such a thing? We're gonna be getting into that tonight, y'all, right here. Yes, man. Shout out to We Are the City Network, man. Definitely continuing that thing growing. 83 subscribers so far, man. Y'all keep them coming. Y'all keep sharing. Y'all keep letting the people know. Hey, big bro here. He got some interesting topics. I love when he talk about himself, what happened in the prison scene, because there's more stuff to come. I know it's shit gonna be like a movie in a minute, but it's real life, and I got real people around me that I'm definitely trying to get in this box with me from my childhood. Just had a beautiful conversation with my homegirl, Francinia, Boston. And man, it just felt so good to go back in time and talk to somebody that's seen the same things I've seen and witnessed things that I witnessed as a child growing up. And we can talk about those things because we was looking and we was perceiving and we was, you know what I'm saying? We have that in common. This is my homegirl, man. Shout out to Mitchell Marion, my homeboy, and Carolyn Law, my homegirl as well. Shout out to Bubble Up TV. These are my people from Fort Pierce, Florida, man. I want to definitely give them a shout. My cousin Myron, the Jerks of St. Lucie County, Camelo TV. Shout out to the whole crew, the families over there that's doing their thing in this media situation out here. Shout out to my cousin CJ, gardening with Goo, and and my auntie Mama Goo. Gotta get love to Mama Goo. My niece Ralia Jackson, yes, the talented one. Got some really talented people in my family that's out here making things happen. Shout out to Jada, King Jada, you know what I'm saying, by way of Boston, you know what I'm saying, in Savannah area somewhere, but in the trucks all over the place, man. Got some great things popping off with that brother, man. Just want to mention a few people, man. I'll get to more. But today, I want to get into this topic. So I will be right back. Y'all hold tight, and we will be right back after these messages.
Yeah. What's up with it? It's your favorite icon up in the building. Circle of the Gods, point six. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Kamikaze. Yes, we in the building. It's the Circle of the God, point six. Do you feel me? I'm the boss, icon, and I said I'm already ready. FedEx that. You got me? Bacardi in the cup, what's up? With some Sprite and some lean, I'm about to make them lean on the truth, boy. It's the manifesto of the G.O.D., yeah, icon, let's go. Murderous eyes, yeah, that's the flow when we leave it tight and leave no doubt, cause we gotta let them know. I still pay respect to the gods on the other side, but right now, I got the G.O. Flexing on a whole nother level till my friends can't up with me. Go. If you get to the top, I salute that. Let's get it. Always family, always friends. Until it turn to something else, I throw up my hands and get loose with it. I'm just saying in my own lane, cause I don't get into all the other things. Nah. It's love over here. The Circle of the God, point six, yeah. Let's get it clear. We about to go and make this thing happen 2026 and beyond. Yeah, comedic time, if you want it. Every calendar, jet, we own it. We don't stop the freestyle, keep on flowing. Cause I'm the icon, boy, and they know it. They know it. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to my hometown, Fort Pierce, St. Lucie County. Duval, stand up, let's go. Yeah, that's love, nigga. That's love. Yeah. And niggas, gods and goddesses, or whatever. Man. We go by under these social constructs. Let's talk about it. It's too easy, man. Circle of the Gods, point six. I am the Icon Six.
Let's go up in this piece, man. Yes, and we back, man. We are back. I know I'm on the Circle of the Gods. I think my logo, you know what I'm saying, I still had it in there for We Are the City, but I thought about it. this is a part of We Are the City Network. You know, the Circle of the Gods Point Six is something personal for me. The creator blessed me to arrive at a destination in my thought process to where I seen it, I was able to visualize it, and I was able to comprehend um the beginnings of what I formulated in my mind it was supposed to be. COTGs. Shout out to Empress Oris Goddess Supreme, who most certainly gave it the acronyms COTGs. I call it the Circle of the Gods. She said, man, the COTGs, it sounds so good on clothes and some other things, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. Again, that's Empress Oris Goddess Supreme, man. Definitely look forward to one of these days I can get her in the box as well. Oh man, my fingers look like a person was down there. I was about to freak out for a second. Woo, don't lose it, boy. That sounds like some psycho type things. I ain't doing nothing like that, but I definitely want to say that there. But the thumbnail was We Are the Circle, We Are the City Network. So I think I may want to keep that. I'm gonna think about that because it's a bigger part of the spectrum here. You know what I'm saying? The mothership. I'm calling We Are the City Network the mothership here on YouTube because it's the channel, the first channel outside of another account I have somewhere that I can't even access. But I have the second channel now, and that is the Circle of the Gods Point Six. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're in that field. We're talking social constructs. We're talking about the formation of thought process, where it comes from. Again, just in saying that though, and talking about a subject like the mirror, I put the mirror because I wanted every individual that read that, you understand me, to formulate in their own mind and perception what that meant to them, you know. And then I'm gonna talk about why I did it and what it meant to me. And if you are in the space or come through the space, or even if it's after the show, you know what I'm saying, you still can leave comments, you still can like, share, and subscribe. It's free. So make sure you do that because this is going to be the place where the little people, or what they call the little people, which are really giants, for us to come to each other. We can't always rely on the big people. We can't always hope that somebody will recognize us. If we're not recognizing us, then come on. So let's pull it together. We can all cross stream. We can all invite our supporters and followers and let them meet each other. And whatever they got going on, let's kind of do it in such a way, man, that we can uplift us. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about that mirror tonight, and I thought it would be a good subject to talk about since we have so many spectacles. I'm gonna call them spectacles. And if the light turn on in your head tonight, like the light over my head, I know some people are saying, God Almighty, Icon, that light is bright. Well, I need the bright light so you can see me. So, but if I'm glowing, and the truth and the truth got me glowing in the right color, ride with it, man, so your aura can be seen as well. And so, the mirror, definite article, the right, not another, the definite article, the what? Mirror. What is a mirror? A mirror is a smooth glass made of rock, some kind of way they make it. I ain't finna get into the details of that, but I could after I go to the University of YouTube to dig up how they make the glass because we can get this information at the speed of damn light. So I ain't got to be a genius to get there. Anything that you want, you can get it right here in the University of YouTube. But a mirror is a concocted object that has the ability to show you the reflection of your physical self, the body self that the self lives in or resides in, the flesh, right? It gives us the ability to do that. So the mirror, the definite article, is dealing with the person that has to stand in front of. In this case, I'm gonna say me because I can only speak for me. I know what I see in other people, right? When I'm around them, if I get to observe them or get the opportunity to learn from them by being in their classroom through them sharing their life, if they so choose or desire to do so for whatever reason we've made contact, whether to teach a lesson or to, you know what I'm saying, be a lesson for someone to see without them teaching. Either way, that mirror, right, is different from people perceiving you. How do you perceive yourself? Because a person can perceive and have you totally wrong. It happens a lot. That's why we have a lot of miseducation, conversations that go to the left because people think that their perception of you is the perception, and it's not. It might be the perception for them because they're perceiving it, but just because it's their perception don't mean that it's right. And that's one of the things that I had to learn in life. Why everything that I thought was supposed to be a certain type of way, why did it have to be that way? But for me at that point, it had to be that way. It was no other way. It's my way or the highway, literally. I wanted my perception, my way to be the way, the definite article again. The way, meaning there is no other. It's the way. Not a way, but the way. So in coming up with this subject matter tonight, what I hope to do, uh, if I have to convince some people, I'm not going to try very hard to do that. I'm just going to put some plain information out there where a baby can understand, right? You ain't got to go come from no school of theology. You ain't got to come from nowhere in the world of academics or academia. You have to come from that world. I don't care if you got a degree or GED or don't have none of it. Just straight common knowledge and how to live life. Either way, you got to think because the same person that holds a degree and the one that holds a smaller degree or basic GED and those that don't have it, the one thing you do have in common is the life without all of that you still have to live it. You still got to provide for yourself. You still got to maintain. And if you got family, you still got to uh, try to bring your family and keep them cohesive and together for security and keep them safe as well as yourself. So it doesn't matter about your status in life. Some can do things a little bit easier than others. But at the end of the day, the question is, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And that's what we're going to talk about. So for me, for a long time, and I'm going to talk about the days before prison, the federal prison sentence that I had to serve. My childhood, because some people always ask me, and I'm not gonna give too much because I got some things I want to keep in my vault for other things that I got coming out. But I'm gonna say enough, I believe, to let you see that whatever turned into what people's perception was of a madman or old bank robber or the soft spoken guy, the shy one. How could he possibly have done those things? You know, to the little pretty boy, the one that had the girls, the one that was exposed to things as a child he shouldn't have been exposed to, sexual things, you know, privy to the alcohols and drugs and all of those things as a child by being a sneaky little something. Let me put it like this here because I don't want no one to ever, ever, ever think that no adult around me encouraged me for some of the harder things that I did in life. There was some beginning sparks here and there, and mainly with the marijuana, but um, that wasn't, in my opinion, the beginning of what translated to me going to prison for armed bank robbery. That was more of a drug thing, I would say, but natural herbs, but still for a child, a little bit things I shouldn't have even been around. But then again, if I lived in a culture where that was a part of the culture and it was done in a way that it would not be disrespected or misused, then I could see because the culture would reflect that. But for no apparent reason other than the fact that a family member of mine that I look up to till this day always will be a God in my life, you know what I'm saying, kind of exposed me to those things. And then the time, it was that type of a time back then in the 70s, leading into the 80s. So my life, as far back as I can go, and that's one of the things I want to say, man. Talking to Francine tonight, um, some of the names that she was calling and some of the places that, like, soon as she was said, I'm already calling the name because we was right there on the scene. So I have to look at myself from that mirror, and I want people to know, there's a lot of books we give credit to and we believe in them with all our hearts and soul. We say it come from God and God bless God for the characters that's in those books and we read it faithfully, or sometimes we read it only when we think we don't got in some trouble. We pick them up because we feel it's some kind of way it's a connection to the creator for some dumb thing we done probably did. Because we didn't take a stop to look in that mirror and reflect and look at all of the picture. You know what I'm saying? Just that picture and not somebody else included in that. Find out where you're at. And so, and so when I arrived here, okay, to this thought process, I'm looking at my life. The most beautifulest book, if beautifulest is a word, the most beautiful book. I say, like, let me be grammatically correct. Miss Carrington, is it Carrington or Currington? Dan McCarty. Man, I better not be saying her name wrong because she most certainly told me English. I need to be more attentive at an English class. And I used to, oh, Miss, I think it's Miss Currington. Yes, 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 yes. But we here now, so I really understand what she was talking about after all that time. I really came to the understanding why it was important to know the language, because this is what they're gonna use to trick you, influence you, boost your little head, blow your head up. But as a child growing up, my earliest recollections, outside of a few memories that come to my mind as the little child with the pamper on, uh, I can say as far back as the time maybe I was 5 or 6. You know, um, I can remember vaguely in some cases the people that were around. You know, I can look at the neighborhood that I stayed in, uh, from the positions where I was at a time in my life as that wide-eyed child, just open to the world, growing up on 13th Street. Uh, right almost on the corner where Miss Helen, me and Francine was talking about that. Where Miss Helen stayed, and she was a candidate lady. She was a church mother as well. You know, she was into that Bible real heavy, and she used to do things with us. Like if you can name all the books in the Bible, she would have cookies and juice and stuff out there for the children, if we can learn the books of the Bible. And she was one of those mothers in the neighborhood. But we stayed right there. And from my bedroom window, which would be at the back of the house, um, you could look out that window, see Miss Helen's place. You can see the road going down towards Taylor Creek, Francis K. Sweet there, the house that sat on the corner across the street from us, the Galloways, the Rose, and so forth, all the way on to the Barrens to Mr. Parrish on 13th Street, headed back to the baseball field. So that young man that got the chance to see that part of my life at that time and what was going on in this area, because this is where my life started. You know, there would be Parkland Court in Edgewater in my city of Fort Pierce. The connected things, like before the park was the park, when it was just trees out there. Remember when they came and cleared that stuff out so that they could put what became the park out there, even though they destroyed it because it got um run down by drugs and people abusing the place, and then they had to start doing more changes and rebuilding out there on 13th Street. And so I grew up in those projects. I grew up around people who were considered quote unquote middle class people that actually had houses, mortgages, and then there was those of us in the projects, the housing authority. Um, and then I don't know if Edgewater was a part of the housing authority project, those apartment buildings, but from there to Taylor Creek to US 1 to Pepper Park to Old Dixie to the Indian River to Port St. Lucie to out past Angle Road where the Orange Blossom Mall, Skate Town, USA, coming on back up to 25th Street when there was a Winn Dixie there before they moved that, and across the street another grocery store. And I've seen, the me, that area where I come from, Avenue D, a place that had people up and down it 24 hours a damn day, pretty much, moving, pimping and hoeing, pimping and drug dealing, no simping. We grew up around it. We grew up around the boy that pulled the pistols and laid them down. We grew up around those who found more success for them inside the church houses. For me, my first introduction to a church, to where not just mama taking us as we babies, but Triumph the Church and Kingdom of God in Christ. And shout out to Brother Ruben Mitchell, a friend of mine who presides over there. Shout out to him, you know, the little red church on the corner that used to be jumping back in the day. Who is Rant? Who is Ronald Maurice Smith? Who is the Icon Six? I'm a shy person. I'm a lover of the arts. I love poetry. I love dance. I also love sports. I love boxing. Okay. I'm a very competitive person if I'm pushed to be, or at one point where I initiated it. I'm very, very in my own way. I'm like, again, I'm not the biggest person. I wasn't the most courageous. I'm just me. And I'm being honest with me. I know some people that I grew up with was, in my eyes, way tougher and commanded way more respect than I could ever have gotten. You know what I'm saying? But I was a student in that classroom. I was trying to hold my position. So I'm not gonna try to embellish and try to make this look like I was some kind of, you know what I'm saying, off the chain ass. I was off the chain, but you know what I'm saying. There's always somebody big in battle. So I'm the one that was a bit nerdy, bookworm. You know, my teachers always called me smart. Um, said I had good remembrance. Shout out to Miss Sander for my third grade teacher, and also someone in my life that I recognized in a memory as me as a child in Pampers. She was changing my diaper, and we was in the hallway, this hallway had to be the house on Parkland Court with my great aunt, Big Lily, the icon. We was just talking about her, Big Lily, the icon. And she was changing my diaper. Somehow I got up and I ran, and she was chasing me down the hall. And I remember saying that to her when I was in third grade, and she remembered who I was instantly like that. So she always said I had a good memory. You know, I'm the guy that was very shy when it came to girls. Um, I used to have, I don't know if I'm supposed to be calling people names, but I want to acknowledge these beautiful people because I got a chance to see a few of them and talk to them. And I thank the creator that they're still around because so many of my friends growing up are gone. Uh, with transition, you know, wherever their energy is moving or not, I don't know. I wish them journeys of peace if that's what it is. But for the ones still here, like Tamika Mobley, I say Tamika Mobley, people that I can go all the way back to Francis K. Sweet in Lakewood Park with, you know, Latricia Rice, who happened to be a young girl at a time that liked me. Um, and Tamika would always tell me that. And I would be the little dude that the little girls would be chasing around the damn, chasing around the playground at the school or the fields at the school. You know what I'm saying? Before school, we was going was called to come into the classrooms. I would be running from girls like, I thought it was icky. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't into none of that. But I always felt a kinship and a closeness to poetry. Um, and I was also a avid TV watcher of documentaries. You know, I would watch a lot of old documentaries of the civil rights movement, the thing that was happening with the spraying, the water hose spraying, the dogs on people, what happened during the time of Martin Luther King, and names like Medgar Evers would pop up. And I didn't know too much about Malcolm X, uh, but certain names would pop up. And then this was at a time, man. Um, we talking mid 70s, late 70s into the 80s, man. Was a lot of stuff going on, man. You know, as every generation that precedes the next one, you know, the things that you experience, the things that you see, and the things that you have to react to and respond to, and the things that you have to find the courage within yourself in certain environments, man. Like we come from that. Like I say, I'm mentioning a lot of things about goodness and things not so good happening at the same time, and being a child trying to grasp from that. You know, got exposed to sex too early. You know, weed is in my life already. I'm a curious George, so in my mother's house on 13th Street, I'm in all the closets and stuff when they not around. I'm finding the gin, I'm finding the little guns, and I'm finding the fiend books. You know, I was a little curious George. I was always in the classroom learning something, even if it wasn't nothing good. And then there was, you know, I definitely don't want to say something that will be because this is so old, but it's relevant to what's happening to our children, getting exposed and turned on to things way too early for them to have to even think about, worry about, and then not to have the knowledge that there are predators around or people with predatory mentalities and things, you know what I'm saying? Being fondled and handled as a little boy, you know what I'm saying? Getting turned on to the little weenie getting hard and, you know, my little boyfriend type things. And, you know, you little boy, you don't know if you don't know what the hell really happening, but it's some things happening in old boy life, man. And it really set the tone for an appetite within me. And this just me being brutally honest. I don't know how many people will be willing to step in front of a camera and do what I'm doing right now. And that's just being open with some of my life. There are some things I'll take to my resting place, as we all will. So I know I'm not the only one. I'm just gonna have enough courage to come out and say my part, especially if it can help somebody free themselves because it's a lot of stuff I feel we want to talk about. It's a lot of deep things within us, man, that people don't know, that been friends with us forever. And we've done things and seen things and never said a damn word. And some people don't left and some things gonna be left unsaid. So that's just what the hell it is. But yeah, experiencing the feeling of my little penis, my little phallus muscle being stroked and all that stuff and being turned on, the feeling, little happiness, joy, tickling, whatever it was that made me felt excited about that. That when I travel back in my book, not Bible, not Quran, not nobody else's book, my book, my memory, my experiences. I travel back to that time as far as I can and try to look at at the psychology of what happened to that little boy experiencing that, you know, when the only tender touch he should have been feeling is the one he had between him and his mother. Never was supposed to be looking at females at that point in time in the way that I was looking at learned to look at females. Because now after I experienced that somewhere in that process, I started learning that it was more to some things and I started wanting it. And being a curious George, as I said earlier, being in my mom's room, her not knowing my stepdad and they not knowing I'm in there, you know, in the back of that closet. I'm sorry, WD, you know, to my mother in heaven, may she forever rest in peace and power. I'm putting it out there. Yeah, my little bad behind was all in y'all closet, man. And I found the little 22 in the little box. I like that gun too. I was turned on by that gun as a child. So later on down in life, you'll understand why guns was around me, you know. And I'm not gonna be able to tell all of that tonight, but I'm gonna get to it because a lot, like again, I'm gonna walk you through these steps to what led me to the federal prison, you know. So I'm giving some detail here. So and until I finish this story, which is gonna be some time, you know, I'm willing to have that conversation with you all if you're willing to listen. And so yeah, being exposed already to marijuana to the point to where I think around maybe 5 or 6. I could be wrong. Maybe James and John German couldn't can correct me because I remember I used to steal my mama roaches because they used to smoke the weed back in the 70s, man. You know, they in the 80s and shit. And they have the roaches in the ashtray. You know, you might see the 1.5 or the top rolling paper and mama's matches or lighter or whatever the hell. And I used to steal the roaches and put them in bags, you know, because I used to love to see the older people, like my mom, her friends and stuff, Miss Pope, Brenda, may she forever rest in peace, her and Miss Pope, you know, the house parties and things of that nature as a child. Me and my older sister, Tina, you know, still have those memories of being in that room and Aunt Sandy, may she rest in peace as well. Bringing Bill and Ben, I tell you, Mama. we just lived in that type of environment where Bill killed worms. And that little bit ain't gonna do but kill the worm. So as a child, I'm already being inoculated with marijuana, smoke, alcohol, to some extent, sex. And I'm at an age, man, where I don't even know that I don't know that I don't know. But I'm experiencing things. I'm already turned on to sex. We sneaking, going out to Francis K Suite at times, me, James, and John. We out there smoking a little weed. I think the last time I did, I think my stepdad had caught us out there. And I don't think we ever did that again in that way. But we continue to grow up and smoke that weed. That's one thing I would say about my partner James and John. And I'm gonna give a shout out to old Marcus Reese, man. Miss that boy. Rest in peace. We will smoke us some weed. We will smoke us some weed, but we get up early in the mountain time. You know what I'm saying? We was getting it in at one time, and my old Marcus, man. Yeah, I want to say my first crime partner, because he truly was that. Uh, Outside of criminality, just these are my homeboys, these are my brothers, man, and people I grew up with. I knew their mothers, they knew mine, our families. We right there, man. It's the trade. It's the trade. It's Fort Pills, baby. You feel what I'm saying? This is where we was at. And we had family in the plaza, man. We had family in Vietnam Project, because it's our city. Who the hell you think in the city? You'll be amazed at how many families are connected in our city, and we looking at each other like we strangers because we don't know our people. I'm learning so much about my family on my mom's side, my dad's side, people I've never met before. I'm starting to meet a few of them. Tanya, the Brits, my cousin Gary Copeland, you know what I'm saying? The Talberts, my cousin Aaliyah Talbert. Like this is my mama family and more that I don't know. The Weathers, you know, yeah, the Weathers. My Aunt Tiny, my Uncle Larry, my Uncle Junior, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah. So Fort Pierce at that time, the park, the rec center, to where we had the Little League championships going on out there. We had the Black Art Festival where we kept in tune with what we knew culture to be in the dance contest. And you may be there, you may see Kool-Aid and them dance, my cousin Jerome and them, or Baby Kool-Aid and them, little Meatball and them guys, man. And other people like Steph and Lil Jerome and these people, man, like this my family, bruh. These people that I knew from when we was jits. Bridget, Crystal, Shahanda, Tanji, you know, people that knew me before I was that person, that character that who took over my life and led me, and as I allowed to lead me, because the truth was there a lot of stuff I knew I wasn't supposed to do, but I didn't know how to be super honest with myself, and I didn't have the strength to tell myself or tell that character no. Had a reputation to uphold, I thought, and I wasn't even the money guy, bro. But I was that dude. If you come holler at me, you know what I'm saying? If it's real, nigga, it's real. I'm gonna put it like that. If you know, you know. Because I ain't got nothing to prove. I ain't trying to prove no. I'm just saying, young dummy. Like you got young dummies that turn into old dummies. Because you got a bunch of old dummies too. Yeah, we old. Sometimes we be doing some dumb shit. I'm gonna say me. I'm in my mirror now. I wonder how many people stepping in their mirror while we talking right now and really making an assessment of yourself. Do you have the courage to say you was a piece of shit at one time in your own life? I can. I was a piece of shit at one point. Womanizer, woman abuser. Yeah. And I had my way pretty much with the ladies. I did. But I was a piece of shit. Not because my mama gave birth to a piece of shit. It's because of certain things, man, through influence and things that a young mind can perceive past the point of his perception, how to dig into the rest of that to make it make sense and say, hey, that's something that you don't do. I don't care what nobody else do. If they do it, that's ignorance. You don't hurt what you're supposed to love. It's an oxymoron. Thus, the social construct, negative programming. Shit that's programmed into us to make us think right is wrong and wrong is right. That's the world that we live in. We living in a world up on the system that's so damn wrong, and we believe it's right because we pounded to it, we cater to it. I'm right up in this shit with everybody, but I'm working on it. So yeah, at one point in time in my life, I'm a piece of shit. I had to learn. There was an intervention in my life, and I'm not gonna say I'm perfect and I'm figured everything out. But when I became aware of certain things, certain changes started to happen, and they're gonna continue because I'm always gonna be that student. I want to learn more and I want to incorporate more. And like I said, I knew I was gonna be in social media doing this before I left the prison because I didn't transition with this technology. But I had started discovering I'm gonna be me. I don't care what nobody else say, man. Everything that I went through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it was me in my classroom, and now it's a part of my book. How did you overcome the baddest parts of it, Icon? Ron Smith Rot, as you are known by Brother Muhammad to some people in the prison. Yeah. How did you overcome? I'm gonna tell you, for me, it was the most high. For me, it was the most high for me. Not I wouldn't focus. I mean, I don't got in contact and touch with reading of Jesus and Muhammad and a lot of more people. But then I started discovering that the same people that I was starting to look at and worship, man, them same people was pointing to a creator, some above everything, and was showing their respect to that. And then on top of that, there through my course of study, I started finding out, when the ancestors, the indigenous people of the world, those who are the architects through math and the perfect sciences, man, that built civilizations that other people had to come study from, when they leave messages for you and say, know thyself, man, know thyself. That means you need to study you. Why the hell is you worried about Tim, Tyrone, Keisha, and Tanya and them? All up in their business. Then you want to with your gossiping ass. And that's what we do, and that's what we did. And some of us, we still trapped in that. And somebody need to put it out there. So I'm gonna put the onus on me so you don't have to feel embarrassed. I'll take the embarrassment. I put myself on the cross right now, just by being open and saying, yeah, I was a piece of shit one time. I wasn't a friend to the woman. As I know, smooth talking, thought I was a smooth talker anyway. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I did a bunch of little criminal damn things in my life, breaking in houses. Shit, I broken in the little um what's that little daycare on the side of the rec center back in the day. I was curious, I wanted to know, was it the same way? Did it look the same in there when I was a little kid? So I was curious. And I busted one and I got up in there. While I was in there, I'm looking at shit and some of the stuff was the same. Sat down, had me something to drink out the damn refrigerator, I'm just and then the cops came. Of course, I got out and I escaped, but they was on me, you know. Little sneaky ass dude I was. Yeah. A chameleon and a child that loves education. Let's not get past that point. See, I wasn't no dummy. Not when it came to school. I don't know. Me and I didn't like everything in school, but it was some about school that I enjoyed. Reading and writing wasn't hard for me. Math wasn't hard for me. Science, I didn't really like the English stuff, but I do understand after when I came into the full awareness that it was very important. I paid more attention to it. And at the same time, I'm going through transitions in my life where I'm in the church, the streets, school, before all that got clouded, playing sports, and hiding the fact that I love poetry, hiding the fact that I wanted to be an actor or a musician. I wanted to dance, hiding that because I'm feeling that those things are soft because that's what you're hearing. That's soft. You got to be a ball player. You got to be, you got to fight. You got to do this and you got to be strong. You can't do that pussy stuff. So, but I come to discover ain't nothing pussy about love and art. Ain't nothing soft, man, about having a palette for what is known to be the finer things through expressions of energy and frequencies that come from people. And I had to learn them things. So me, My mother gave birth to someone like all mothers do, with the capacity to learn whatever's gonna be put on before it, the plate. And if that goes awry because it's not being led right or guided right, if it pleases the creator that it lives through it and make it through it, and maybe along the way coming to an awareness of what that is, it can be saved or save itself. And I was happening to, I don't want to say this happened. I was selected, man. I'm blessed. I'm still here. You know, like I said, Runt wasn't having these conversations at this level back then, but I've always been a counselor or acted in the capacity of one. I can always tell you what not to do and why. I can articulate those things, but in the same token, I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. No, you know, I was not practicing what I was preaching, but I knew what I was saying to help somebody else see a picture with as the right thing. I wasn't yet willing to follow suit. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna take a little small break. I'll be back. Stick around, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Nowhere. We're gonna come back and we're gonna continue with this beautiful thing called the Circle of the Gods Point 6 with your favorite icon, the Icon 6. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I'm serious, man. Like, this shit crazy, right? Shout out to my hometown, Fort Pierce. What it do? St. Lucie County. Detroit, boy. Let's go. I feel this one in my soul, Yeah. Baptized in the holy fire, truth. Yeah. Icon. We are the city network, yeah. Circle of the Gods, point 6 years. That's dirt on top of dirt, nigga. Crucifixes, let it burn, nigga. I see the demon and the dragon trying to drag me, trying to take me through the maze, but I can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, Matrix affiliated. All you suckers out there, I know you hate it, Yeah. Bingo, I can spit that lingo, turn it around like a single, then give you that jingle. Nah, motherfucker, open up, yeah. Before I slaughter that ass, stick 'em up. I'm about to slaughter that ass. Pick me up, put me down, put me all around. Ooh, like spreading like air. You need that oxygen, yeah. Only your flesh can protest it. It's your mind, time after time. Y'all hate to rewind, that's why you're lying. It's the God in this being. You better listen up closely.
All right, you know what I'm saying? It's your favorite icon, and I am back. Let me get the camera back up and running. Boom. So we can take this thing to the finish line. We 42 minutes and 50 some seconds into this conversation. And I just been kind of laying the framework to show people. I hope that you're seeing it just by me talking about me, things that you probably never knew about me. You're learning about me because I'm opening up my book. Some people gonna respect it. Some people may want to find a way to disrespect it. But you can't hurt me by the information that I'm giving you. I can't be hurt by no information at this point because I learned that it wasn't me in control. It was an influence mentality from a young child that was influenced by some things and got to a age in his life that those things became appealing and he went that way. But in the end, I'm right back in position because I had an adjustment in my life. I had an intervention in my life, and it came through federal prison. So all of these little things that I've been doing, I can name other things that I've done as a child, and maybe in time I'll add on so that you can get more aspects because some of y'all was right there with me. You know, and if not from my state, my city, wherever you from, we all had childhoods, man, and things was going on. And in some places rougher than others, especially when you start getting into those New Yorks and getting into those Philadelphias and Detroits and stuff like that. You got different set of circumstances than people that live in country areas and stuff like that. But don't never think a country person slow because people migrated out the country to go to what they've been calling the cities. Your people got root there. That's why you should never disrespect it. And a lot of them city folk, you know, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, all these spots down here. Your folk come from that. Put that on wood, homie. Straight up. So we have to find a different way. So me, I'm saying, man, there are things that you don't have to share, but there are things that people probably need to hear because you probably did a good display of acting and holding stuff in, and people don't never understand why you've never been able to get further than you is because you've been holding so much baggage, man. Like me, I'm trying to free my shit up. I'm trying to dump all this extra shit out and only use it for convenience when I'm trying to put the story out there so you can see what it was and what has translated. I'm still me up in there. I'm still right, man. From Parkland Code 13th Street, Fort Pierce. You know what I'm saying? I'm still him. And again, I'm just highlighting some of the stuff that he liked that he never really got a chance to really display. You know, and I want to break this cycle, man. That people have that men don't have feelings. We gotta stop that madness, man. And men, stop trying to prove to our young boy that we gotta chew steel and spit bullets. Yes, we have to be tough because we the military, we the arm, we the physical, you know what I'm saying, embodiment of the protection we supposed to have for ourselves and our women and our children. We supposed to be able to knuckle up, thump, and also if go to combat, do that too to maintain our safety and our peace. But we don't. If you show emotion, man, long as what triggered that emotion, you don't stay stuck there. You're supposed to have a feeling of caringness in you. That's why you have a damn mother. Can you imagine walking around every day? When I walked around like this one time, where I don't care about nothing. You do care, but you putting on this damn facade because you thinking you gotta please somebody that don't even know they damn self. You know, and if they do, they not showing their true selves a lot of the times. That's the psychology of this thing that we're into, and learning the social construct helped me see it in even broader ways because now I'm 100 steps in front of a lot of people in certain ways when it comes to psychology, but they millions of miles in front of me when it comes to the system usage because I didn't really get to use this system. So that's valuable knowledge as well. So I want to give to them as they giving to me, and let's put this thing together, man. Us together. You know I'm a problem out here, man. I'm a problem out here. You don't believe me? Go anywhere and listen to some of these people talking, man. If they not directing you back to self and back to nature and the laws that govern nature, man, the rest of that shit is for spectacle. I don't care what pastor get in the box and talking about what he I'm just using the Bible. Yeah, of course you gonna win it every time. Cause you ain't thinking about nothing else. You trying to appeal to your fan base, the people that's putting goddamn money in the coffers and supporting your businesses, and we ain't gonna play no trickery. Oh, I get a job, yeah. But if we ain't bringing the people back to the basics, man, we out here stunting and stunting for the cameras while the people still suffering. We still suffering. So I'm a sufferer. I come from nothing. As I said, me and my sister was talking. Francine, my homegirl, man. You know, just going back to a script. Now I'm gonna touch a script. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? I've said this before, man. Fort Pierce, Florida, for me, and whatever your state is, whatever your city is, wherever your neighborhood was that you grew up in, the grittiness of it, you saw the beauty of that environment and circumstance that made you who you are. Yeah, man. The fucking slums, man. Yeah. Nazareth. Can anything good come out of that? Yes. They say the Messiah came up out of there. Jesus from the hood. Jesus from the hood, man. You feel me? The man knew struggle. Yeah, it was a lot of things going on if you go by the story, but these stories depict people and we living in these stories. So what character are you playing? If you had to go to your book, what character would you be playing through experience? Man, cause we gotta break this shit down, bro. I ain't saying nothing that spectacular. I ain't using no great big words. And these words I'm using, you can find it simple dictionary. Put it in the search engine. Let's give ourselves some credit. Let's really get in the mirror. That's what we're talking about. The mirror. Get in your mirror. Again, let's stop talking about everybody else. If it wasn't for him, I would have never been like this. If it wasn't for her, I would have never had it this hard. Come on, what are you talking about? What are you You won't blame your mama, your daddy, and trust me, in many cases you justify it. But when it's the go-to every time and you don't want to take no responsibility, you don't want to own up to your own shit. Hold yourself accountable. When you find people that's making somebody always the fault of why they going through something every single time, you never hear them take responsibility for none of that shit, you hanging around a dangerous person. That mother sucker right there bound to do anything because it don't never want to be looked at as the source of its own problem. Only in cases when you had no real chance. And we're gonna have conversations like that about people who get taken advantage of that can't fight for themselves. Predatory behavior, negative programming, coming soon. Right here on Circle of the Gods .6. I'm gonna talk about it. Me, because I ain't scared to talk about it. They gotta shut me down. Like I said, I'm not here to manipulate you or none of that. I know business is going on. I want you to subscribe. I want to get these numbers up. I want to make it out there till more people can know that I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm joining in the chorus of other men and women. I ain't the first one to do it. I ain't gonna be the last. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna work for whatever I get here. You know what I'm saying? If I don't get nothing but this opportunity, I'm thankful for that too. That's how that works. Because I'm still doing other stuff to keep myself going. And that's just the way it is, baby. Okay. We at 51 minutes. I'm gonna do this last shit on, and then we're gonna do my closing statements, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through and making this a great, great experience again. No. I'm back, y'all. I don't know what the heck I did, but I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. I was trying to do this. Trying to do that right there. Let's go.
What's up? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's your favorite icon. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna keep doing it, and I can't be stopped. That's right. They can't stop. Glizzy in my left hand, Glizzy in my right. Tonight's the night. It's a fight, y'all. It's a fight. Who's gonna win? Righteousness or sin? Put it in the blender. Kinder. That's that time bomb. Can you feel wrong when he come wrong? Taking on, drinking rum. Tell them all that. Is it wrong? Wait a minute, the sky's blue. Yeah. You already know they came through with a toot. And a shaker, baker, and breaker. My brother told me to go ahead and do it on Forsaker. If they want me, handcuff me too. Am I going to jail, officer? Because I feel like going to jail, man. What's up? Other than that, I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't talking, man. They wanted me, thought I was young, tender, naive to the game, maybe a little bit. I was no sucker though. You can't get me like that with the motherfucking scare tactics. I'm off the trade, was raised right. I seen the OGs, they never showed me weakness, boy. Told me to get it or get out of the game. So I came through burning like a Roman candle. Breaker, I think you know what's going down. And on the other side when it's round,
Let's go up to this piece, man. We came toward the end of this show, man. Yeah, I had a great time here. I'm gonna continue to be here. I had to change around the date. Normally I do these on Saturdays and Sundays. If I have to reposition some days to kind of get some flow going through here, I'll do that too. For now, I'm Saturday, Sunday, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Circle of the Gods, .6 every Saturday. We Are the City Network every Sunday. Again, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in these YouTube streets. And we come through and we doing what we doing. I'm gonna be getting ready to set up for We Got Talent 2 again. Where I'm saying if you got some stuff, man, you wanna have a space to put it, You know what I'm saying? It don't cost you nothing. I'm coming up from the ground up. You coming up from the ground up. We need exposure. I'm saying, why not? Let's invite your people to this space, and I'm gonna use my space to push my stuff, your stuff, our stuff to the people, and let's cross. I'm willing to do that for you if you do that for me. Cause this how we gotta support each other. We can't keep talking about we down with each other, man. We know we out here, we pushing and we ain't helping each other, man. Shout out to the VOR. Let me say that as well. To the VOR. Voices of Radio, Queen Black Radio, Black Roots Entertainment, Music and Entertainment, Hidden Gems Behind the Avatar. Also, Big Chief, Not the Little One. I Can't Make This Shit Up podcast. Empress Aura, Goddess Supreme, Soft Life University, Soft Life Academy, Soft Life everything. You know, with that sister. Queen of Wands, Divine Chaos over on TikTok. Met this sister. She's a Taurian herself. You know, them bulls we definitely coming. It's coming real soon. As soon as them other little ram things get out the way. We gonna be coming through. So shout out to Queen of Wands, Divine Chaos. Who else I got here? I want to say shout out to some of my older fam on stereo. Want to give a shout out to I'm gonna run it. I'm just gonna say it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna act like these people wasn't a part of my life for the time that I was over there. I want to send a shout out to Spoken Thought. I want to send a shout out to Adion Priest Dub. I want to send a shout out to Anita Louise. I want to send a shout out to Cosmic Oracle. I want to send a shout out to Sunshine, the Princess Warrior. I want to send a shout out to oh my goodness. What was the sister name? What was the sister name? What was the sister name? Ramifications. I want to get her, but that's not who I was talking about because I was going to get Rami. There's a few more sisters that were a part of the Circle of the Goddesses. Um, this thing, Circle of the God Point 6, which I actually brought to the forefront on stereo. That's where it started at. And I had people around me, man, that was working and we were doing things because they was very talented and are talented people who have extensive backgrounds in the fields of learning that they know. And I don't ever want to shit on anybody that uh, helped me through some phases of my life as I was in the classroom learning. I may not talk to all of them. I may not be in contact with all of them, but I ain't no fraud. You understand what I'm saying? That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very loyal person. I always ride for the team. You know what I'm saying? But hey, sometimes in life things happen, and I'm just one of them people, man. I don't hold on to shit. I let things do what they supposed to do, naturally progress to where they move forward because I'm moving forward, and I wish everybody well. And to those that I'm still in contact with when we do cross paths, man, I'm gonna always keep it amicable with my people. If I ain't starting no shit, don't you start no shit because we shouldn't be starting no shit. It is what it is. It was what it was, and who knows what can be with some. I think there'll be a reformation with some people because every time we evolve, we're supposed to get better. So if we ain't evolving and learn how to get past some of that past shit, then we still devolving and we stand in one spot, and that ain't me. Okay, boom, we right there. So, with that being said, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to get gone. I'm about to show enough get gone up out of here.
Did I do it to myself?
I did it. I'm confused.
Nah, I think I did it to myself. I did it to myself.
So I see y'all again, man. It's love.
In order to fix it, I gotta go into the math for myself, right? 6, come on. I don't rest on the 12. Divide that by 2 double sixes. Put it in your cup, twist it. That's an upside down 9.
Y'all stay tuned. We Got Talent to is coming Sunday.
Completion is what it is when I speak.
12:15. I'm gonna put the call out there.
Yeah.
If you got audio link,
We say it time and time again.
you're gonna be able to send it to this number I'm gonna give you where you can text the link.
Look what it made me become.
And I'm willing to put you out there. I don't care if you're a comedian,
Still standing, though.
a poet, motivational speaker,
Exquisite.
a singer, a hip hop artist, lyrical.
I'm dreaming, and my dream
If you got it, I got a space for you to come on kick it. Let's kick it.
can't take my place. No. Ain't but one of me. No. I divide.
And also, just to cap it on off, I will also post on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Treat it right. Truth is the thing.
I do got some numbers. I got some required numbers. I don't made it there. Maybe 1,000 over here, maybe a couple hundred. 5, 6, 7, 800. I got people's moving too. And guess what? They know people, and some of them know more people than me. It's where you get yourself at. Better come get this shit while it's free.
Pretty ass damn drunk.
Especially folk pills, man. I'm loving that folk pills out here in these media streets. Shout out to the whole conglomerate.
Show everything.
Francina Boston, Mitchell Marion, and Carolyn Law.
Look what it made.
My homeboy Bubble Up TV.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to my little cousin Myron Jackson. The Jerks of St. Lucie County, man. The motherfucking mail, you already know this. My little cousin, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Cam and Low TV. I know these good people through my cousin, man. I support them.
You can't touch me.
And that's what it is. Fort Pierce, stay active. Duval, you already know what time it is, man. It's chilly up here, but we still in Duval. You heard me? Representing that purple and gold. It's your favorite icon.
When it's time for war, pick up the satchels, man. Let's get to it.